High on the slopes of the Colorado Rockies, the Colorado River begins its 1,500-mile journey to the Gulf of California. Meandering through mountain meadows, clear and cold, it seems remote from the real Colorado River. Boiling, filled with silt and clay, its name meaning red in Spanish. A river with the speed and power to carve not one or two, but 19 major canyons. Some canyons are filled with water. Only their tops remain. Still, there is one canyon not filled with water that makes all of the others seem small. One canyon nearly 300 miles long and so wide that birds cannot navigate its span in one flight. One canyon so deep that it exposes ancient rocks nearly 2 billion years old. Early explorers called it the Big Canyon or the Great Canyon. But for the last 100 years or so, it has been known as the Grand Canyon. Some rivers are famous because they are long or wide. Some because of trade or transportation. Others because of a popular song. The Colorado is famous because of its Grand Canyon. Authors and poets have described it. William Allen White wrote, "It is the work of journeyman angels who know what delights men's souls." Artists have painted it. God speaks to man through his creation. Man answers through his art. Scientists have explored it. Nowhere in all the world can the geologist obtain in a single glance such an impressive lesson in geology. But no matter how you approach it, the same question arises. How was the canyon formed? Some folks say it was built by Walt Disney or Eastman Kodak. But geologists claim 3 elements were involved. 1, a powerful river. 2, rising land. 3, dry country. A river's power, called transport power, comes from its speed. The Colorado's great speed comes from its rapid descent. In the Grand Canyon, the river's descent is 25 times greater than the lower Mississippi. As speed increases, the transport power increases at fantastic rates. At 2 miles per hour, a river can carry an object 64 times heavier than it could at 1 mile per hour. But at 10 miles per hour, it can carry an object 1 million times heavier. Before the Glen Canyon Dam, the Colorado carried an average of 140 million tons of dirt through the canyon each year, enough to fill the Panama Canal in less than 3 years. The second element in canyon making, rising land, occurred millions of years ago when the land underneath a shallow inland sea buckled and shifted upward, reshaping itself into a vast elevated plateau. Dry country keeps the canyon from becoming a valley. In a humid climate, ice and rain would carve away the canyon rim faster than the river could dig downward. The result would be a wide valley, not a canyon. But even the Grand Canyon is not immune to erosion. Because of the southward slope of the Kaibab Plateau, water drains into the canyon from the north, causing the north rim to erode farther away from the river than the south rim. Also, the river cuts only its channel. The other forces of erosion have created the spectacular buttes and mesas that fill the canyon's interior. The great horizontal bands of color reveal ancient rock formations. In all, the canyon exposes 13 different rock layers and 4 geological eras. From the top layer of Kaibab limestone down to the granite still being carved at the bottom, the Vishnu schist. As rock formations change from top to bottom, so does climate. The north rim is over 1,000 feet higher than the south rim, and its temperatures average 35 degrees cooler than the canyon floor. During one winter, 250 inches of snow fell on the north rim, 18 on the south rim, and none on the canyon floor. To climb from the bottom of the canyon to the north rim is like taking a trip from the deserts of Mexico to central Canada. Yet prehistoric Indians, the Anasazi, found the lower elevation suitable for farming. And to protect their harvest, they built grain storage bins in canyon walls, revealing an advanced concept of agriculture. The Havasupai, the only Indians now living in the canyon, are still farming a lush plateau bordering Havasu Creek. The first Europeans to see the canyon came in 1540. Spanish soldiers, scouts for Coronado. They were seeking the fabled 7 cities of gold and reported the canyon an obstacle to be avoided. For nearly 300 years, the canyon lay virtually unexplored. Then in 1858, the United States Army appointed Lieutenant Joseph Ives to lead an expedition up the Colorado. After exploring the western portion of the canyon on foot, Ives wrote, "The region is, of course, valueless. It seems intended by nature that the Colorado River, along the greater portion of its lonely and majestic way, shall be forever unvisited and undisturbed." 12 years later, Major John Wesley Powell led the first boat trip through the Grand Canyon. In May 1869, 10 men and 4 boats left Green River City, Wyoming, following the Green River to the Colorado. Major Powell, who lost an arm at the Battle of Shiloh, kept a vivid and descriptive diary. "We have an unknown distance yet to run, an unknown river to explore. What falls there are, we know not. What rocks beset the channel, we know not. What walls rise over the river, we know not. With some eagerness and some anxiety, we enter a new canyon this morning. We have learned to observe closely the texture of the rock. Below us are the limestone and hard sandstones we found in Cataract Canyon. This bodes toil and danger. From above, it is an open, sunny gorge. From below, it is deep and gloomy. Above, it is a chasm. Below, it is a stairway from gloom to heaven. In the Grand Canyon, there are 1,000 gorges like that below Niagara Falls, and there are 1,000 Yosemites. Pluck up the Blue Ridge Mountains and hurl them into the Grand Canyon, and they will not fill it. After 3 long months on the river, 6 men emerged from the canyon. 2 of the 4 boats did not make it, and 3 of the 4 men who left the expedition were killed by Indians. Today, thousands of people each year experience Powell's epic journey. Although the Glen Canyon Dam restricts the speed of the river, it still churns through some rapids at more than 20 miles per hour. Of the Grand Canyon's 150 or more rapids, 26 are classified as major, 5 to 10 on the rating scale. Professional river guides consider it one of the most challenging stretches of water in the world. But there is no reason for toil or danger if you have experienced and fearless river guides. At the bottom of the canyon, there is an endless composition of rock and sky. An endless grandeur of sights and sounds. In the words of Major Powell, the black depths of the canyon becomes one of the most sublime spectacles on the earth. All the beauties of form, color, and sound unite in the Grand Canyon. Most people, of course, see the canyon only from above. At the turn of the century, the Santa Fe Railroad built a spur to the canyon rim, dropping passengers at the doorstep of its new, exquisite hotel, El Tovar, the crown jewel of the Harvey houses. Although legislation began in the 1880s, the Grand Canyon did not become a national monument until 1908. In 1919, it became a national park. For more than 60 years now, the National Park Service has balanced facilities and services with the admonition of Theodore Roosevelt. Leave it as it is. You cannot improve upon it. The ages have been at work upon it, and man can only mar it. What you can do is to keep it for your children, your children's children, and for all who come after you, as one of the great sights which every American should see. Throughout the years, millions of people from all over the world, have come to the edge of the canyon and marveled at what they saw. Perhaps naturalist John Muir summed it up best when he said, "No matter how far you have wandered, or how many famous gorges and valleys you have seen, this one will seem novel to you, as if you had found it after death on some other planet." This one, the Grand Canyon of the Colorado.
Hi there. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share.